All right. So what we're going to talk about today is regarded ways of aura farming in 2026. Now, I'm not really up to date on aura farming, on what other people are doing online, and I'm mostly just someone who consumes a bit of YouTube and doesn't really get too deep into these things these days, but there's nothing really going on other than a spiritual pull. And the first step into having a defense in that, at least, is to gather your own aura. Now, when you work on gathering the aura, you will find that there are many challenges to keeping it. You know, the world is trying to take that from you to suit its own needs, you know. Many people see when you have the vigor that they want that for themselves, right? But we usually have these things taken away from us, and but we still crave it, right? So after some time reflecting and I've been giving it away and I'm starting to collect it, these are my personal ways of aura farming, right? For like the base of it, you have to go and you have to think of your childhood inspirations. Now, for me personally, when I was a kid, I was really into video games. My father bought video games himself, and I liked them a lot. And we used to play together. And when I was visiting family and stuff, would play PlayStation, and they'd come over and play PlayStation, and a lot of rhythm games I learned from that. And I'm wearing this shirt like this, and I've been getting more into the old songs from then, and revisiting, some of the things I really liked musically at the time. And I find that it's been changing my style, more than just like a visual aspect, but in ways that I want to see things in the world, or the aesthetic, or whatever you could call that, right? But it's something different, right? You have to really think about like how you were before, you went to school and they broke you, or you went to college and they molded you a certain way, or you went to work and you were trained as an apprentice or the new guy and being brought into being one of them, right? If you can really harness that self that was, really gives you the feeling that you're being inspired deep down from money, or before you knew what the system was like, that will show just in how you go about stuff, the look in your eye, like whenever life, throws its stuff at you, you can, you think of these things and you can fly, right? So, that's something you can do for yourself, is think of, as a kid, what was really interesting, what pulled you, right? The next thing I would say is doing something difficult publicly. Now, if you're acrobatic, if you can work on balance, if you can work on something with form, something physical. I like to skateboard, not so much that I'm trying to get much better or anything, but the stuff that I can do already, I try to just, make it into my own. Something that when people see it, they're like, oh yeah, that's him, right? Or Or have you ever seen it, people that can do like isometric holds, let's say like breakdancing or some kind of like human flag on like a tree or something? That's something, at least for me, like I see that, I'm like, damn brother, like, you had to really focus and do all that, it isn't just given to you. The next, it's something, it doesn't have to be physical, but it could just be incredible focus. Like, if you can, read, even just reading in public, like, it inspires something in people, whether it's like, either it's being performative, receiving hate. Personally, I was just reading in a coffee shop and I overheard these people next to me, like, going like, oh, he must have went to a good school or something. And I didn't go to like college or anything. It was just like a fiction book. And regardless, that attention gets put upon you. And really, whether it's good or bad, like, if you can focus on something, people will try to pull you away from that. But if you can alchemically convert that, right, then it can be something, that can be fuel instead of something as like rain on your parade or so, right? And then, if you can show like attention to detail, maybe in how your speech is, like certain words you use, or how you can give a observation that might not be what people see initially, or even just like how you present yourself, like a way of, it doesn't have to be just nice clothing or a nice hairstyle, but rather how you move around furniture, or how you shake people's hand, right? Or even just how you ordered a coffee. People, they notice those things. They might not say that, but that extra little, nod or draw of attention is something to think about. And then the last thing I think of is you have to indulge in one luxury. Like you don't want to go overboard, but like like one thing for yourself. Meaning, you can, if you do something for yourself that you can reasonably do, once a day, doesn't cost too much. It can be something as simple as getting sunshine, walking in the park, taking 30 minutes, instead of going straight home, just take 30 minutes and get some sunshine, right? If you can do that, you can create momentum into treating yourself better. Because, nobody's going to take care of you better than yourself, generally. And, we get taught that our time doesn't really matter, that you have to grind it out, that especially as like an adult guy, right? Like, you have to contribute and like work yourself to the bone, right? And so, to treat yourself well is kind of a rebellion in what things are trying to tell you to do today. And it isn't something that you have to make expensive. It can just be, like I say, a walk in a park. You could buy some Frisbees and learn how to play disc golf. You can go to the beach and make a sandcastle. If you can take those childish interests that I was talking about, and you can find something that your kid self would like, you just do that once a day. That's your little you time, your little luxury time. That's something that can also be changed. If your life circumstance is bad now and it gets good, you can make it a little better. You can have your own luxury. You can scale it up. But if you start doing too many indulgences, I wouldn't it gets heavy on you. If you can just keep one and you can, make it work and it's not too bad, and, it shows in your face, in your demeanor. It gives you a chance to relax and really consider what's going on around you. So when you do aura farm, when you do, you gain this attention, whether or not it does happen, if you do these things, that circumstances will come to the time or the right time and place that there will be some kind of movement or momentum generated from this, that you be a good example, or just something that when people see that, they're like, you know what, it can be like that, or I didn't think of it that way, or it was something that they just never, it was always something that was in them, that you created a branch potentially through showing that you're trying to aspire, or you're trying to, there's more than just like the denseness and the heaviness from what's around us. And by that, you also have to show appreciation, that when you have been given these things, when you start generating that good momentum, that you have to, you can't get like stingy necessarily. You have to be thankful. You don't have to help everybody, or it's not meant for everybody either. That it gives us the choice of, where we send this energy, and whether or not we want to send it out right now. That's our choice, right? But when you see something good or generating their own positive timeline or minefield, right, you got to show appreciation. And then you also have to give the Lord his due, right? That everything that's given to us here is through a higher being, and that we're lucky to be able to do what was meant for us. At least we're all on our journey to finding what's meant for us, but the beings that are working towards that, are striving towards the right thing, we have to make sure that we have to thank the Lord for giving us the opportunity, because we could be inert. We could have never had the choice, and we're lucky to have the choice and be able to, give back. And the more good you put out, even if it comes back as hate, right, you can always convert that into something different. So that's at least my regarded ways, my chosen regarded ways of our aura farming in 2026. And if you found this nice to listen to, if you found this coherent, kind of a chill conversation, just leave a like on this video. And if it resonated with you, the feedback will help me see where to take my thoughts, because I just feel like as somebody who's just yapping, it's hard to really find a place just to let it yap out. So I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.